Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, May 2nd, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. We're having a Time for Change call this Wednesday night at 9 p.m. and a Reverse Aging Health call this Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. A lot of us will, or there's a lot of conversation on this planet through the years about being free. And the interesting thing is that we're already free. We've always been free. The appearance says that you are in some form of prison. The mind tells you that you're not enough of this and of that. The heart may be protective, hiding behind a wall and avoiding being loved and feeling loved in this very moment. The truth is, you are free to feel love, pain, freedom, joy, whatever you want in each moment. The reality of this shines forth when you simply soften, open up to your darkness, and realize that you're always free to have any experience of this life. People think that manifesting is getting things, okay? And it is in a way, but that's what life is about. This whole life that we experience is about creating. We move energy into form, we create it into reality. That's what we do. You are the supreme being, and yet thinking yourself to be separate from it, you strive to become united with it. What is stranger than this, Ramana? That's true. Manifesting is the science of attracting what you want into your life with effortless ease and joy. It is based on the law of attraction, which states that like attracts like. The specific frequency of energy we create on our inner world must be matched by our outer world. We're talking energy here. If we are feeling positive and happy, we will magnetize circumstances and people that mirror those positive qualities back to us through the power of placing our attention on the intention of what we wish to manifest and feel it as if it is already here now. And we can effortlessly attract anything we can imagine on our outer world. The reality of this basic manifesting principle may feel unreal to some, outrageous or miraculous for you. Yet it is the law that governs the universe we all live in, this universe. By summoning feelings of great joy, mixed with the sensation that your desire has already come to fruition, you can actually watch your hidden desires spontaneously show up in your world. For example, if you're continuously feeling, thinking, and vibrating like a millionaire 24 hours a day, and never having any other ideas than this, you're bound to attract people who have millions in the bank to you. Or perhaps you will create a situation in which this magnitude of money will physically show up in your life in some form. The amounts of money must organically find a way to sneak into your life. What we think about and how we think about it is what this universe yearns to unfold and develop for us. It truly has no other choice. It is the foundational law and core principle of all creation. The vast empty field of energy all around us yearns to fill it with the ideas and desires bubbling up inside of our hearts and minds. Manifesting is a natural power we were all born with, and we can never, ever lose. It will be how our body and mind operates in this world until the day we leave this body in this world. The people who are aware of these manifesting laws align their life with them are the ones who experience outrageous success in their lives in extremely short periods of time. It's good to know that we all have access, all of us, to this manifesting power equally. No human was born with more manifesting power than another, no matter what they may portray. Some people just have trained their mind to focus more acutely and are able to hold their awareness on what they desire for a longer period of time. Another law of manifesting states that the length of time one can hold their attention on their intention is proportional to how long it will take for that desire to show up in the physical world. Okay, another law of manifesting states the length of time one can hold their attention on their intention is proportional to how long it will take for that desire to show up in the physical world. For example, if you can hold your mind on the feeling that you already are financially free for 4 minutes without having any other random thoughts to enter, you will manifest the money twice as fast if you could only hold your attention span for 2 minutes. One of the manifesting laws that many people are not aware of is that we gain immediate full access to our deepest manifesting powers when we release all doubt and disbelief around the intimate spiritual connection we have with existence. Doubts serve as a barricade and stop the positive energy from flowing through. As well, they leak negative energy into our system. This is really important because the majority of us do this every day. One of the manifesting laws that many people are not aware of is that we gain immediate full access to our deepest manifesting powers when we release all doubt and disbelief around the intimate spiritual connection we have with existence. Doubts serve as a barricade and stop the positive energy from flowing through. As well, they leak negative energy into our system. The less doubt we have inside, the easier it becomes to feel we deserve to receive the end result we wish to manifest. Doubt, however, is not so easily erased by free will. We must choose to discover something deeper than doubt to uproot its grasp on our lives. We must choose to realize our spiritual connection with the universe, this universe, learn how to feel at one with everyone and everything, including doubt. We must choose to mentally, emotionally, and physically unite with every energy in this world. The more relaxed we are on the inside, the easier it becomes to harness the creative energy that is all around us and connecting everywhere and everything in our lives. It may seem like a big fabricated lie, yet material desires are designed to find their way into our lives with precision and effortless ease. When we stop believing in the illusion of apparent separation and know on a quantum metaphysical level that we are living in one great ocean of conscious energy, we open the energetic manifesting gates in the path before us. Living in one great ocean of conscious energy, we open the energetic manifesting gates in the path before us. As long as we feel disconnected from this universe, the universe feels separate from us. It always mirrors back to us what we are putting out into it. It honors our response to it, reflected to us whatever choice in perception we are making. It cannot break this great law of light that attracts light. The universe will only withhold our desired outcome from showing up as long as we continue maintaining a feeling of separation from it. It will withhold our desired outcome from showing up as long as we continue maintaining a feeling of separation from it. When we give of our attention, we give of our soul. One moment of pure attention is worth a pound of gold, Lisa Diamond. Another foundational law of manifesting, which will turn you into a manifesting magnet, is this. We cannot stop manifesting, whether we are aware of it or not. We are constantly creating everything around us. We were born as extremely powerful manifesting magnets who are already forming every aspect in our lives through our beliefs about what is real and what is not real. Whether we are consciously choosing these beliefs or regurgitating them unknowingly, reality listens to what we believe is true. The more you can honor this truth, the more amazing your life will become. Just spend a few minutes a day with this feeling that you are a manifesting magnet and cannot stop manifesting, because that's the real truth. None of us stop manifesting. We're manifesting every split second. Feel into this idea so often that it sinks completely into the deeper belief system within you. You will soon find its truth showing up in every aspect of your day. We can retrain ourselves to believe in any version of reality if we want it bad enough. We simply need to be more honest with ourselves about how stuck we may feel in our lives. It is our pain that ultimately motivates and inspires us to bring about enormous, deep change. When everything is going smoothly, we have no deeper yearning to shape-shift our belief system. It is only when we feel into our deepest pain that we yearn to remember just how amazing, lovable, and powerful we truly are. If you have felt challenged with this idea of that you are a powerful manifesting being and simply do not believe anyone can create anything they desire at any time, then you are creating exactly that world for yourself right now. We define our limitations of what we are capable of creating in each new moment of this journey. Our reality is continuously being formed and shaped around us, and our thoughts are constantly molding themselves into the form of our reality. Thoughts are always flowing, always flowing, moving and creating our experience of life in each new moment. Each moment of life is so fresh and new that it behaves much like a blank canvas that you can paint anything you want on it. You could suddenly choose to paint a sailboat and imagine it taking you into a new direction of your life, this life, by pointing your inner rudder towards an entirely new dream destination and life goal. You could choose to give up years of financial struggle and shift into thinking, feeling, and becoming a highly effective manifester in just a few minutes by merely holding your intention on integrating this manifesting mindset without a single doubt entering, with not one doubt entering. You will rewire the neuronal pathways in your brain and begin amplifying the manifesting magnet hidden within you. When your entire being is completely alert and relaxed, feeling sweetly centered in the core of your body, the mind becomes very quiet and very, very, very still. When you can relax enough and let a continuous river of confident, peaceful feelings come flooding inside you, you'll start to realize how you are already attracting and creating your dream life. Then you can feel into your deepest connection with this life, where the most intimate personal realization is discovered that this enormous manifestation power is your very nature. From this paradigm, you know there is an unlimited amount of energy all around you, and anything is possible. There is enough energy in a single cubic meter. Understand that. There is enough energy in a single cubic meter of space to boil all the oceans in the world. Richard Feynman, scientist. The problem we each encounter in manifesting our dream life is that the mind actually enjoys getting caught up in the world of distractions. It revels in the dramas that have some form of lack and limitation. It loves having excuses and fears to overcome, as well as doubts, disbelief, and worry to rise beyond. The mind tends to ignore our real power because if it didn't, we would have to stop feeling part of society and be an outcast feeling excluded from the powerless trip that a majority of people on this planet seem to linger in. Ultimately, the mind doesn't want to become too much like the black sheep who doesn't fit in with your community of people who get you, as that is not a safe form of survival. This blinded mind is resistant to seeing how this universe, is constantly working for us and not against us. There is another huge law to realize and abide to. Life is inherently benevolent and has this natural tendency to send an abundance of good things your way. The mind will not always see it, and some minds cannot see it at all. Yet life is always working to help you grow, evolve, and mature along your spiritual path. Perhaps you may have forgotten this is why you are here and got caught playing in the world of trying to manifest things and overcome doubt. When this concept becomes a self-realized way of being in your life, miraculous things will begin showing up from nowhere. If you feel you are ready to totally break free from all limiting mindsets and transcending all stuck old-fashioned beliefs around manifesting, then our 6 principles would be useful to adopt into your daily life. Simply digesting and implementing what I'm about to share with you will shift your consciousness, make a huge difference in your ability to create the life you yearn to have. And the number one, which is some people kind of take a second, third look, stop trying to manifest. Stop trying to manifest. Realize that you already are a super powerful manifesting machine, so you don't have to try so hard to manifest what you want. Just relax. Enjoy the ride. Allow your desires to unfold on their own accord. Like anything in this world, if we are gripping on too tightly and trying too hard, we are living without trust and obscure the goal-making life, much more challenging than it is truly. Trying comes from hoping, which eventually leads to hopelessness and desperation, struggle, and fruitless results. Trying comes from hoping, which eventually leads to hopelessness and desperation, struggle, and fruitless results. The trying energy contains the ingredients of fear, insecurity, and feeling of lack in this divine connection within you. The manifesting magician in you is powerful because he or she is relaxed, trusting, and knows the core is already perfectly aligned with this divine creative connection. There's no doubt, there's no hesitation or anxiety inside. There is only the deep knowing and belief in the law of attraction. Positive outcomes on the outer result from positive feelings on the inner. Positive outcomes on the outer result from positive feelings on the inner. When we follow this magical formula, our lives can only develop greater wisdom, love, abundance, and freedom. And number 2, power is a choice. Remember that. Power is a choice. Do not be afraid to use your manifesting power because it is needed on your path to find true freedom. Real freedom is not available for those who deny their power and choose to remain in their own internal prison. The people who are living the life of their dreams are doing so because they chose to empower themselves by believing in their dream. A very firm decision was made inside themselves that this one life is not going to last forever. And they must choose to take advantage of this creative opportunity while it is here. Only from a conscious, empowered place can we open up up to receiving the most rich, loving, abundant healing experience life has to offer. And number three, all of us are already intimately connected. Success in life can only manifest through being connected to the one universal source. All failure, poverty, and sickness in this life comes from feeling and thinking you are separate from this one source. When the mind ego gets in the way, believing it is superior or inferior, it blocks the manifesting flow of energy. Manifesting comes naturally and effortlessly to those who are not creating a division in themselves, thinking any part of them is unloved, unwanted, abandoned, or unworthy of success on any level. The moment we separate ourselves, we negate our connection to Source and meet head-on with strife and struggle. Feeling connected to the one universal God Source is the foundational ingredient needed to becoming a master of manifesting. From the master's perspective, desires may manifest or they may not manifest. And it really doesn't matter. The master doesn't care so much about the desired physical outcome because the real goal is to feel connected with the God right now. Is always the same. And number four is enjoy this moment and be happy. The essential goal of this life is to be happy. When we are aligned with this, life aligns with us. Magical things manifest when we are deeply happy inside with who we are, exactly the way we are, and the way our life is. When we are not attached to thinking that manifesting our desires is then going to make us happy, then we are free. The manifesting master inside each and every single one of us knows, of course, that we may become momentarily happy when a desire manifests. Yet this happiness is minuscule compared to the deeply loving sensation of being connected to the infinite source within. And number five, be detached from the outcome. Whenever you are attached to a certain outcome to bring you happiness, you are coming from a fearful, needy place and ultimately feeling disconnected to your source. When you are simply relaxed with yourself, at home in your being, able to rest in your heart, you naturally feel connected with your source. This spiritual connection is already the foundation of your being, and finding mastery within it is simply realizing what you already always are. The divine connection really boils down to a moment-to-moment choice in this life. You are always choosing in each moment if you are or aren't connected. You are always choosing if you're coming from trust or fear. Your entire reality is defined in this now moment. You can choose to be happy, feel deeply at peace, empowered, and grateful for your life, just as it is. You are the eternal choice maker of how you interpret the feelings arising in you and the thousands of thoughts passing through you. Attachment is the most powerful way to stop your desires from manifesting. Attachment is the most powerful way to stop your desires from manifesting. Attachment is happening every time your body feels tense, tight, stressed, confused, upset, or grumpy. Every time you are not experiencing great joy, you are attached to something. It will feel like you are swimming against the river, upstream, fighting the current, and trying to force something to happen by pure will alone. What's the payoff you're getting for remaining attached to these desires, dreams, or beliefs? Find out what it takes to let go and trust in the divine process of life. Whenever you feel anything that is not connected to ease and joy, just ask yourself this simple question. What am I attached to? Your freedom and enlightenment is as simple as that. And number 6, know that you are beyond all desire. To fully master the world of manifesting starts with a test of how well you can have a burning desire for something, yet not get lost in the fire of that desire. It's like walking that fine edge between living in this world, yet not of this world. The secret to walking this edge is relaxing into this pure, untainted awareness that is looking through your eyes and listening through your ears. This is your only hope for freedom, as it can become very easy to get consumed in the excitement, thrill, fear, and wild energy that surround your desires. We all want to feel truly alive, and when desire hits us, everything lights up. Yet, it is the real master who can feel the fire, honor the passionate heat, and not get cooked by the intensity of the juicy outcome or what you expect will manifest. The master chooses instead to be constantly warmed and nourished by the warm, pulsating heart of the great source within. Feel ecstatic that there is no end to this life, that when you have reached on one peak, suddenly another peak starts giving you challenges, a higher one, a more arduous climb, a more dangerous reach. And when you will have reached the other peak, another peak peaks up upon peaks. It is in the eternal Himalayas of life also. The most interesting dimension of shifting our consciousness is within the melting and merging of polar opposite experience. When we feel our deepest connection to the source, we are also allowing our worst limiting feelings and beliefs to arise. It's always in our darkest hour when the brightest light shines in. The change in perception hits us when we are no longer fixated on a polarizing perspective, meaning the instant we detach from gripping onto a harsh experience, we create space for gentle healing feelings to flow in. It is in this meeting of opposites, the melting of polarity, that we transcend all absolutes and discover what real freedom is about. So my invitation for each of you here is to recognize the enlightened manifesting master inside you and step into playing this role in your life. Find out what is stopping you from taking your next step into playing this role in your life. Find out what is stopping you. What will it take to follow these principles above and begin to live the laws of manifesting? Play with your beliefs. Notice which ones you are attached to and hold on to throughout your day. Get to know yourself. Understand what is causing all the suffering in your life. If perhaps you don't know what this is, just seek out what you are attached to. What limiting thoughts, beliefs, and feelings do you have around these attachments? When you find what's causing the most pain in your life, you can liberate yourself from it. You will see that behind every experience of suffering, some form of attachment is found. Beware of attachments. Yet more importantly, beware of where they come from, where they came from. When you investigate, you might find there are many, many, many tiny little desires and attachments to those desires, which are running your entire life. The good news is that the more you are aware of these attachments, the easier it is to step back from them and not buy into their story. Freedom from attachment is what gives you tons of extra energy and focus to consciously manifest your desires. Once you're truly detached from all fiery desired outcomes, you will never become upset irritable, and unhappy with the world. Now, it's very important to remember that being detached does not mean being disconnected or not caring about your future. This is a very fine line that we walk, and learning to dance along it is what makes us masters. After the day is done, it all comes down to how deep do you feel connected to this one universal source that is creating who you truly are, living 24 hours a day from that all-loving space. You won't need to be attached to any outcome to find happiness. You will be the source of happiness itself. Then manifesting your desire for money, love, whatever it may be, all occurs effortlessly on its own accord because you are at one with the source itself. You are born with a tremendous possibility of intelligence. You are born with a light within you. Listen to the still, small voice within that will guide you. Nobody else can guide you. You are utterly irreplaceable. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure that we all are. And the first step that all of us take, and we decide to take, is to relax our bodies. Head, toe, inside down. And the only way to do that, naturally, is through the breath. An easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out of the mouth. When we do this, the body releases. It drops things. It drops fear, frustration, anxiety, anger, hatred, revenge. It drops it. And the body is like a super powerful electronic magnet. It absorbs everything. And a lot of the times we don't know that it's storing all this stuff in different parts of the body. When I was a massage therapist, I learned that. People store anxiety, stress, fear, revenge, anger, guilt, pain in different parts of their body. And usually they're not all alike. Each person their body store it differently. Now, obviously, we're not aware of this since we're so distracted from the body until it starts yelling and screaming at us to cause us to take notice and tend to it. Now, by focusing on our breath, the breath is divine positive energy. It's omnipotently powerful. Where does the breath come from? Well, indirectly to God and the other gods, because of the fact that you, the God that you are, enters the body, powers the body up. Everything comes online. The mother powers the body until your God enters that body. Then your God takes over. Lungs start operating, oxygen's created. Now, oxygen it stills the ego mind and subconscious mind, which means you step out of them. You're not entertaining them. You're not interacting with them at all. You're watching them. You're not judging them. You're watching them. This is the only way to master them. Now, we have, each of us puts out over 60,000 thoughts a day. Doesn't mean that we know every single one categorically put together, but that's what we put out. We put that out to the universe. You see how dangerous it can become, okay? Especially when you're not aware, okay? And we have tens of billions of thoughts, which you might as well call programs, that fly by us like clouds in the sky every day, non-stop, 24/7. Now, here's where we begin to understand, or do understand, that we dedicate ourselves to being gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves at all times, 24/7, infinity and beyond. And in addition to that, practice intensively to be the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, and purest of the purest, purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. These are crucial for every one of us. And now we're so used to not practicing it that it seems unfamiliar to us until we continually practice it. Now, in the breath, which is the now, which negates the ego mind and stuff, and they can't come in because they don't exist in the now. Do you think pain, suffering, disappointment are in the now? They don't exist. Do you think worry, stress, and fear are in the now? They don't exist. Why do you think they keep trying to do everything they can to keep you out of the now every moment? So you're either in the past, the future, the past, past, future, past, future, past. And that's how it works. Because guess what? That's why we suffer. That's why we all suffer as a people. Because the ego mind is constantly keeping us out of the now. And all the now takes is practice. You practice it often, as much as possible. And when you connect the deep gratitude, being gentle, kind, generous with yourself, and humble, and the deep gratitude, you'd be amazed on what happens. But you don't do it once in a while. You practice it all the time. When you get angry, you get upset, you get disgruntled, you get hurt, you get disappointed. You focus on the gratitude for life. Gratitude, what you're grateful for in that very moment to moment. Does it make any sense to do it while good things in your eyes are happening for you? Is that the only time you're grateful? Or when things that aren't so great that are happening for you? You show gratitude. It shifts the frequencies and energies into a higher vibrational frequency. These are ways we can keep ourselves, by choosing to do so, in higher vibrational frequencies. Gratitude is a high vibrational frequency. It is the core, it is the root of our connection to the gods that we are. When we get angry about something, frustrated about something that's not working, or in our minds, our ego minds, right? Not our heart minds, but our ego minds keep, and this is how it works. When you express anger, frustration, irritability, grumpiness, attitude towards something that isn't happening the way you want it to happen, when you want it to happen, guess what you do? It's sabotaged. It's pushed out there more and more and more. It doesn't come. And I've talked to several people through the years that actually get angry with me because I try to get them to remember that what they're doing is sabotaging the very thing that they desire to have come into their lives. And they get angry with that, which then catapults them even lower vibrational frequency, which then causes them to even get more cantankerous and angry. You see how it works? They're angry by not understanding that they have catapulted themselves into a lower and lower and lower vibrational frequency, which negates the very thing that they desire. Does that make any sense to anybody? But a lot of us do it. If not all of us, at one time, shape, form, or another. But it's to know this. It's to embrace it. It isn't an enemy. You just acknowledge it. Let it pass through you. View what it is through your heart and mind that you desire. And don't fight the current. You can't hurry it, say. Can't hurry it. Force it. Push it. Pull it. You intend, you through the heart mind, you have the deep understanding that the universe will deliver it for you, not to you, for you. We will begin to discover as a civilization Each and every one of us in this grand ocean of existence have that power to manifest anything we desire, whenever we desire. But it's only through knowing who and what you are and how to apply that power. That's why I always say it's always about you. And that's not talking about being selfish, right? It is, or greedy, it's always about you, because everything revolves around you. Reason is that if you don't figure it out for you, how in the heck are you going to associate in good frequency and loving attitude towards others? You can't. It won't. You can, but it will be pain, suffering, and struggle with a couple of good things thrown in there. We learn about ourselves by being with others. You see? And there's a variety of interaction. Why do you think we're so social, most of us? Because we learn about ourselves by being with others. And that's crucial on how we perceive that, how we look at that. Is it at me or for me? And by understanding that in a gentle, kind, generous, and humble way with yourself, in the deepest of gratitude, love, peace, then you're in a deep appreciation and gratitude for being around others that teach you about you, that you learn about you through others. See, you begin to realize that everything in this universe is perfectly engineered. Perfectly. No flaws at all. No matter how hard you look, there's no flaws. And when you finally discover that you are this universe, everything will make a massive shift. And you will knowingly embrace it through gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness. And you won't be irritable. You won't be struggling. You won't be in fear. You won't be in anger, frustration, and hurriedness, and all the other stuff that the ego mind floods at you. Find yourself standing in front of three paths. Now, we're curious beings, so we look at those paths and we try to figure out what they're made of and what they're for and why am I here standing in front of them. And you notice that they're all constructed the same way. The trees have formed a canopy over each path. The trees are shimmering gold, the leaves, the bark, the branches, everything. The path itself is a brilliant emerald green flaming grass. It appears to be grass. Now, you look at all three of these, the only difference that you notice, the one you're standing in front of, the now, is you really can't tell the difference between being brand new and used. It's brand new. The one on the left, the past, is really worn. It's been used a heck of a lot. And the same with the one on the right, the future has been used a heck of a lot. And by looking at this, visualizing through the heart mind, you understand that, man, that ego mind, that son of a gun is busy so much, it never takes a break. Remember, it doesn't want us in the now. It won't exist. Now, all of us reminisce. It's kind of we kind of call on it our personal library, guide library, where we review things, right? Reminisce on things, nostalgia. And we review things that we had a good time with at some point in our lives. And we remember them because they were so fun and enjoyable. And we go through them and say, that was I really enjoyed that. I'd love to do that again. Then we come across times where we'll look at them and say, no, I won't do it the same way I did at that time, because that time didn't work, so I'll try a different way and see what happens with that. Now, we will go into our private library, which is the subconscious mind, which copies everything, records everything, from the point you enter a baby body all the way through until you leave the body. That's the subconscious mind. It takes in everything, other people, events, situations, occurrences, all of it, and stores it in your subconscious. And so you open the door, you turn on a light, and you look around. This is so vast. You look for walls, you can't see any walls. You look for a ceiling, you can't see a ceiling. This thing is so massive. But you kind of know where to go, and you'll go to different shelves, and you'll get some movies, some books, and some pictures. You go and sit in an easy chair, and you watch the movies, some of the books, read some of the books, and look at some of the pictures. And it's fun. You have a good time. But when you're done, and you put everything away. You turn off the light, shut the door, and move forward in life. And on occasion, you'll go revisit it. Some of us, though, will stay there so long in that private resource library, and I don't believe it's conscious. I believe it's unconscious. They'll take that past, bring it into a future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past, and relive that past and that future. This is why they find themselves saying, no matter what we do, we always end up here. Now, we all go into the future. All of us do. You know why? Because the ego mind is leading the reins of the horses that are pulling the carriage. See? The ego mind is in control of how fast those horses move and where they go. So we get anxious, we get hurried, we get worried, we get stressful, we get fearful. We have all kinds of those ego mind motions kind of flooding in. And then, so we know, I got to know. I got to know when I'm going to have enough money to enjoy my life, or not to be well enough to enjoy my life, or to meet my long-term romantic partner, lifelong romantic partner, to have the house, have the car, whatever it may be. I want to know this. I want to know when this is going to happen for me. People who say they're so tired of not knowing. This has been forever. And so we go in, and if we don't get the answers we're looking for, which most don't, then we seek external authorities, card readers, crystal readers, palm readers, astrologers, chart reading, many different forms. And then they'll tell you, well, how soon? How soon? Well, you're looking at probably such and such and such a time. And this will happen for you. Okay? Now, there's two perspectives. You get the people that just kind of look at it and go, okay. And then you get the people that look at it and take it verbatim, and they embrace it, and they begin to manifest it. And not necessarily do they know that's what they're doing, but that's what they're doing. They're manifesting. And in eventuality, what happens is that somewhere along the line, it shows up. And then they say, wow, that person was really on the button, right on the money. They were so right. Who actually manifested it? You did. They didn't. They gave you information. You could have taken it with a grain of salt or taken it to heart. And you manifested it. I'll tell you right now, there isn't anything in your life ever that you don't manifest, good, bad, or ugly. It's always you that are manifesting your life. However it is, this very moment, it's how you have manifested it into being for you. Now, when we look in these bodies, we know we're not the bodies. We're not the character, we're not the personality, we're not the name. We're not our status in this life. We're the God in the body. So when you look in the body, you see 7 lights. And the lights go from the tailbone to the top of the head. What are these lights? Beautiful colors. Each one's a vibrant color, none much more vibrant than the colors we see on this planet. And on this planet, they're called chakras. Chakra definition of chakra is wheel. These are wheels of light. Spirit etheric energy. They're connected to every part of the body. They don't miss a thing. Everything down to the quantum core. Blood flow, cell structure, DNA, genetics, all of it. Emotions, personality, character. We flow through them. We're spirit etheric energy, omnipotently powerful, and we flow through them. Do you believe, right, that your image is the body, right? That's the illusion. You're a ball of omnipotently powerful energy, pure consciousness in that body. And in a lot of ways, you power the body. So you become aware on your inward journey that you are the power of healing because of the fact that you know you're the God, right? And you know the body is what you're experiencing as a God. So you haven't even tapped into your God power to heal that body. Now, we are consciously aware. We wouldn't be on these meditations. Consciously aware means that we know that we are from and of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, purest of the purest, eternal love. We know that we're God. We come into this body, which is earth. We power the body. Heaven on earth. Heaven is not a place. That's the matrix trick. You're the heaven. And every step we take on this planet, we're creating paradise. And we're shining our light. And the light emanates from the gods that we are, the pure, deep, eternal love. And on all life, the highest supreme value in the universe is all, everywhere. Everywhere. There's no escape from it. Lifting vibrational frequencies higher and higher and higher. Lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies cannot sustain their existence in such high vibrational frequency. They diminish and they vanish. They vaporize. You can walk into it. You literally, and this a lot of us have done this. You see anger, right? You see frustrated people. Not really out of hand, but you can sense that something's going on with 3, 4 group of people, whatever. And you say, you know what? I'm going to shine my light. I'm going to blast it and saturate and permeate all of them. It only take a few seconds, right? And you do it from your heart mind, and you will, and you may notice almost immediately with some of them their attitudes how they change. More and more, this civilization will begin to know how powerful it is. Right now, it doesn't think it is. Right now, it thinks it's minuscule, powerless, defenseless, weak. And that's just because it's allowed the body to be the headliner and not the God. It's the only reason. It's all about you. So if you were to take a starship off this planet, went out far enough so the planet looked like about the size of a basketball, you would see that it glowed. You could take 1 billion suns, put them all together, and this planet, those suns would pale in comparison. We look at the sun and we say, well, the sun's bright. It's really blinding bright. But when you get out in space and you look at that sun, it's more orange than like a pulsar, super bright white. And even a pulsar doesn't compare. And you notice all the other lights in the universe around it don't compare. They look like a lit candle in a dark room. So we're a God-planet paradise. We're in the process of changing it, shifting it into a God-planet paradise. And some of us, maybe, in this lifetime, will discover that when we do decide to leave these bodies and we go out into the sacredness of space as these balls of light, we are the light. We're the God. We're the pure consciousness. Why in the heck would any of us follow another light that beckons us and calls to us constantly? It's very persistent. That's the matrix trap, to get us into the cycle all over again. Does it make any sense? You can go anywhere, do anything, be anything you choose to be as the God that you are. It's the way it's designed. It's the way it's always been. Always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. Now, we know there's parts of us that are asleep. The gods that we are, we have parts of us that are asleep. They're stone cold asleep. We deeply love them as much as we deeply love the parts of ourselves, the gods that we are, that are awake to a certain point, consciously aware. We focus on the parts of ourselves, the gods that we are, that are awake. All of this combines into all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever, both asleep and awake. This is all the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundancia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All the off-worlders, galactics, and celestials. Now, when you understand the ascended masters, because actually we're all ascended masters, we're all Buddhas, we're all Maitreyas. Ascended masters. They've ascended into physical form. They have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form. They hold pure consciousness God form. We have ascended into physical form. We're in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creations. Now, the archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes, they're a civilization. They vibrate at a different frequency than we do. But the gods within their bodies and our bodies are one. Now, they know that we have amnesia. We don't remember who and what we are. Does that make any sense? So they keep sending us messages and doing things for us to help us remember. Now, you may meet with them, because we do, and we don't zero in on it all the time, but sometimes we do. They say that was an angel, and then the bliss within you bubbles up. Now, there's one message that they've been giving us for tens of thousands of years, and it boils down to, isn't it absolutely magna, glorious, stupendous, splendiferous, phenomenal, super fantastic to be alive in these bodies? And it is. And that's bliss. To be able to acknowledge that. It's phenomenal. Because I'll tell you, when you're not in that body, you do not, as the ball of light that you are, the ball of pure in consciousness, and pure God energy, you do not, eat, sleep, you don't drink water, you don't cry, you don't laugh, you don't make love, you don't hold hands, you don't kiss, you don't walk, you don't talk, socialize, so to speak. You cannot see through these eyes and these bodies. some of the things we say, whoa, that'd be great, I didn't have to do that. No pain, no aging, no nothing, but you're not in a physical form. What are most of the enjoyments that we have on this planet in these bodies? All the things I mentioned. Part of enjoying the physical life. These bodies are very enticing for us gods because we like to do that. We like to experience physical forms. We've been doing it ever since we were created. And in some of us, trillions of years. Now, they can surround us at any one time in the tens of thousands, tens of millions, and beyond. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And if you want them to, ask. In the blink of the eye, they'll be all around you, and you'll be in bliss. Now, the light energy beings, right? We have, because of the eyes that we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. So there are shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations that come through all the time. They're in different light spectrums, the red, the infrared, the violet, the ultraviolet, super green, super blue, so on and so forth. And they come. But there is a group that we are familiar with, and these bodies are super dependent on part of this group. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the magics, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, mermaid, dolphin, whale, Pegasus, unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. Now you ask your body. It's real easy. Body, can you keep, support me, the God you, without air, without water, without fire, without earth, without ether, without wood? And no. Huge. These bodies are hugely dependent on the elementals. Huge. We would have to leave the body if the body could not access those. And the elementals. Are they physical forms? Of course. Different kinds of physical forms. How many of us do you think were fire at one time? How many of us do you believe were air, were water, were wood? Yeah? It's all connected. It always has been. Always will be, ever beyond and forever. Now the off-worlders, celestials, galactics. Over 1,000 species, civilizations come through the solar system every day. Outer rim of the Milky Way galaxy, this solar system has over 160 planets. Trillions throughout the universe is every day. Now, we're familiar with a small group, the Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Nords, Greys, Anunnaki, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid Avian. They've been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And the numbers, if you're into numbers throughout existence and even beyond, you could kind of go with googolplexes. One googolplex fills this universe and not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. These are trillions of googolplexes from everywhere and nowhere. And we're all in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all love, and we're all God. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And we immediately form a super bright white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Now, this light emanates from the gods within these bodies. Pure, deep, eternal love, the highest of the highest high vibrational frequencies, and flooding, permeating, and saturating this planet. Head, toe, inside and out, above and below. On and in. And there's no escape from it. It's everywhere. And it's constant. And it's infinity and beyond. And it continues to intensify, grow, and expand. Now, conservatively speaking, there's hundreds of millions of us, consciously aware to a certain extent, that are focused on this planet and this complete liberation. And we begin to ascend above the planet. As we do in this massive white fire circle of light, we're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. And it's not like you would pick, like an ocean of glitter you would depict here on this planet. So we get the things that we're familiar with on this planet, we intensify and expand them, such as a grand finale fireworks display. Only this is about a trillion times more intense and large. The same with the ballroom globe, the perfectly etched mirrored globe that reflects and floods the room with any light that's shined upon it. Except, again, this one is a trillion times larger and a trillion times more intense. Same with the grand finale laser light show. So what we do is we take all of these and we put them together in a massive grand crescendo. And that brings us as near as we can get to the description of the ocean of glitter. And we look at the reflective points, which are everywhere in this ocean of glitter. And we notice these little tiny microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors. And we enter them and we discover that all of us, everywhere, anywhere, and nowhere, are learning and teaching and learning from each other. Now, in order for us to do this, what we do is we inhabit physical forms. See? And it doesn't matter what physical form we choose. We do it to experience the physical form. Not all of us enter the body every single time. Some of us enter different forms. I say, oh, that's lower consciousness. No, it isn't. Does it make any sense to you that the God has lower consciousness? No. Some of it might be asleep. But we enter these forms specifically to learn, to experience that particular physical form. If you look at a tree, you look at the tree, and here we go with a separation illusion. This matrix, the tree's separate. That tree's separate. I'm here and it's there. That's the illusion. What do you think? Okay, so that tree is you look at it and it's pretty, or whatever kind of tree it is, but what's in the tree? God's in the tree, experiencing the physical form of the tree. The elementals help the tree sustain itself so that the God can stay in it, along with the God helping the tree to sustain itself so the God can stay in it. So you got the elementals, which are gods inhabiting those physical forms to experience what they're like. So if you, let's just say I'd like to know what it'd be like to be that tree. Well, you look at that tree, you go into focusing on your breath, and you just sit and do nothing and focus on the now, your breath, and for a brief moment you'll know exactly what it's like to be that tree. It's all connected. We're all one. We always have been. It's the illusion that's the challenge for us. The illusion that it tells our eyes that, no, I'm separate from that. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are in these bodies, we are the power of healing. We're then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We're then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are protected with a white fire armor, way beyond any armor that you would depict on this planet. This white fire armor emanates from the God source. all of us, within these bodies, which is pure, deep, eternal love. Now, at that frequency of pure, deep, eternal love, of what we are of and from, consciously aware to a certain extent, nothing can harm us. Nothing can harm us. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, no demon possession, no attachments. Ever. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequencies low enough, consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, anger, fear, greed, dishonesty, manipulation, stress, anxiety, envy, hurriedness, all of that, greed, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor so that all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies will come flooding in. Now, if you do decide to do this, and then the options are there, aren't they? Demon possession, attachment, and a whole bunch of other stuff. If you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. We created this double column of light. The first part of it is purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are, no more. Then we're met with the second part of the column of light, the violet ray. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all we can bring in the violet ray. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden light, pink light. This is a column of light that the gods that we are within these bodies created to remind us all that we are the sunlight. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the sun. We are the sunset and the sun rises. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the trees, the forests, the soils, the animals, the sky, the clouds, the mountains. We're everything. Everything is us. Always have been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. So the next time that you see a sunset, sunrise, starlit night sky, mountain view, ocean front, forest, whatever it may be, normally you say, isn't that beautiful? And it is beautiful because it is you. Do you see it? You say, that's the God that I am, through the heart mind, not the head, not the ego mind, the heart mind. That is the God that I am. And you'll notice a shift almost immediately. Now we continue to descend above the planet, and some of us decide to step outside our physical form if we're carrying physical form and hover effortlessly above it. The reason we do this is because it's fun, and we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. Now, in the center of the column, we notice this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere, we notice this humongous golden white bowl of light. It, in turn, is surrounded by multiple rings of multicolored light that seem to go to infinity and beyond. Now, this, in turn, creates this massive, super bright, white, sparkling, glittering, flashing, misty cloud of just white. And it's absorbed through our heart minds, right through the chest. And it's like a warm embrace that never ends. We discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes well-being, gratitude. gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, massive abundance. And we discover that all of this is a reflection of the gods that we are in these bodies. At the top of this tower, we designed it so the Golden Ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it's doing now, infinity and beyond. What is the Golden Ocean? It's pure, deep, eternal love, flooding, saturating, and permeating this planet, 24/7, infinity and beyond. We all are drops of this Golden Ocean. We also hold the essence of this Golden Ocean. Golden Ocean is a drop, drops of the Golden Ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We all created this sphere over 4 years ago. It holds nearly 1,900 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Now, these meditations continue to expand, grow, and intensify. Hundreds of millions of us focused on this planet's complete liberation from lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, from pure evil. Every day, 7 days a week, for over 4 years. Increasing vibrational frequency on a daily basis. And on top of it, you can actually tap into that view through your heart minds in meditation. You can see what's happening. You can look on the surface of the planet. You can hover anywhere you choose. And you can watch the happening. And you can see the pure, deep, eternal love, which is a golden white pink. It looks like you can see through it, right? It's a shimmering in the air, in the atmosphere. Okay? And you see this dark, goopy AI and pure evil lifting off of the planet. And you visualize it. It's the blackest of the black that you've ever seen. And it's kind of shiny and goopy, and it just starts lifting everywhere off the planet. And you notice that this field, so to speak, that's everywhere in the air, this golden white shimmering field, it as it passes through this field, it starts to fall apart and disintegrate. It doesn't drop back to Earth. It absolutely begins to be vaporized. And then when it gets to the very top of the atmosphere, we see this super bright white, golden pink light, and then when it actually gets to that, whatever's left of it, it completely vanishes. It is taken into the collective consciousness, pure consciousness, and it is repurposed, which means it is no more. And this is what's going on this planet every single second, without fail, and intensifying every single moment. This is pure, deep, eternal love. The highest of the highest, high vibrational frequencies. Your real power in this life doesn't come from money, prestige, material luxuries, or physical strength. These things can all be taken away from you. True power comes from that which is permanent. It is found by discovering that one thing that cannot change or be destroyed. So sometime today is to focus on the one thing which does not change or die in life. It is not far away. In fact, it is closer to you than your next thought. By accessing your real power, you are no longer a victim to issues from your past or trying to manage who you will become in the future. To find your real source of power, look inward to where the source of your consciousness is coming from. This subtle energetic fountain of bliss is who you are. Take this precious day today. Explore who and what you truly are, and pay close attention to this infinite stream of consciousness and surrender to the flow of its permanent and unchanging awareness all day long. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose, easy and slowly. An easy breath out, mouth slowly. Be still. It is time to release any mental, emotional, or physical inner wounds you are holding on to, so that you are more open and receptive to the divinity within you. For today, redirect your attention towards the most soft, gentle, loving, healing energy you can imagine. Perhaps it's a new puppy, a soft, fuzzy blanket, or receiving a massage from a divine healing master. Whatever you focus on, let yourself soften and welcome the relaxing, healing vibrations all throughout your body. The gentleness will help you heal in more ways than you know. Imagine a soft, healing energy is penetrating every cell in your body throughout the day today. Notice how your face changes in the mirror when you are focusing on this healing energy. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and following morning. We'll return here May 3rd, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.